Hi everyone, this is Francis. I've had some questions about how you can make digital escape games for free. Breakout EDU is a great platform, but it does have a charge to access their platform of games and to create digital games on their website. But before they actually created their digital games on their website like it is now, they used to use Google Sites. And so that's what I'm going to show you today is how you can use Google Sites for free and create your own escape games so that you can engage students in your classroom with the course material in a game-like fashion. So students love these escape games. They are so engaged with them. It's amazing to see how hard they will work on an escape game when it's really the same kind of thing that they would be looking up information for a worksheet or something like that. But this is just engaging. It's what they're used to. It's what they've grown up with in playing games. And now we're just using them to learn things. So what I've got on the screen right now is a game that I created for a workshop. So I'm going to kind of take you through how I thought about the clues and the locks, and then in another set of videos I'll take you through how to set up the form and the site and put it all together into something like what you see here. So you've got the title, right, and then my story. So since this was for a workshop for teachers, my storyline revolved around that. So you can see I've got a very simple storyline. I'm going to trap them in the workshop unless they can figure out all the clues and solve the locks before time runs out. So I'm going to just scroll down and take you through all the things that are on this website that I built. Okay, you can see you can insert video and images and texts. I've got a couple of videos. One is a Powtoon that I created for this. So as far as the clues, I'm going to switch over to this. So when I create an escape game, I'm thinking, what is my topic going to be? And I try to focus on learning objectives. In this case, it was trying to just expose teachers to this type of game. So it was simple. It didn't have a lot of blocks, and it was all kind of centered around science because it was a presentation for science teachers. So if you're pre-K through 12, you've got standards that are provided by the state, the TEKS. If you're college and you want to know what the kids that are coming into your classes actually were supposed to have learned in high school, you can look up those TEKS as well and see what they covered. So it's still useful information. If you're college, you just would insert a student learning outcome or objective into that area so that it just keeps you focused, because once you start getting into the game creation process, it's really easy to go, oh, I could do this and I could do this and I could do this, and you have to kind of bring yourself back in and really focus, like, is that relevant to what we're covering here, so that you keep it on topic. So I have my topics I wanted to cover, and I wanted this to be relatively simple so that it would not take the teachers long to do this. And now remember, this is geared towards science teachers, so they know about the periodic table. They should be able to recognize the chemical symbols and then know that they should refer to the periodic table to answer this. Okay, so gear it toward your audience. Think about what they know and how they can apply that information. Okay, so first I thought about how could I make a directional lock, and I had a couple of options. I could use the periodic table and pick elements in the periodic table and just put them in order and have them move around the periodic table, and that would give me my directions. I wanted to also talk about Powtoon in the workshop, so I decided to go ahead and use the Powtoon as an introduction. And if you've never seen Powtoon, this is a cute little introduction that you'll see today. And I actually inserted the arrows into the Powtoon. And it has sound, but you're not going to hear it right now. So you see the arrows start popping up. And so Powtoon is really neat. It's really great for students to use too. They like creating videos this way. So that's where I put the arrows in. And so you'll see on the website when we go to the form later on that I tell everybody like what format to enter the information into. And like I said, we will get to that later. So I thought about, I've got my directional lock. They got that from the introduction. I thought that's probably not going to be too hard for them. It's just a 1.5-minute video. It's not going to take too long to get that information. I did tell them you'll probably need something to write this down on because it's kind of hard to keep track and memorize all the arrows at once. If you write them down, then you can enter them later. The 5-digit number lock actually comes from this top part right here. So there's a reason why the word is bolded and written so oddly. Okay, so any science teachers who have covered chemical elements can recognize those as chemical element symbols. And so they would go to the periodic table and pick out the atomic numbers for those in that order: aluminum, oxygen, neon, and that would give them that 5-digit number lock clue. And then the elementary cat picture, which is right down here, okay? It's elementary element is there, and you should notice that B is circled. B is the symbol for boron element. Okay, so that gives them the information to put into this form. So this is a Google form that I created and inserted into the site, and I'll have a separate video on how to create the form and then how to create the site. Now, this video is just kind of an overview. And so you can see it here where I've got the direction lock, and it tells them how to put it in. So they put in U for up, D for down, etc. 5-digit number lock, you just tell them just string all the numbers together, and then just to be sure that they know what format to enter the word in, I just write that it's in all caps, and so they type it in all caps, they'll get it. If they type it in any other thing other than all caps, it's going to give them a wrong answer, which is I'm going to show you right now. So let's just say I've got, I hit something wrong already. So you can see it gives them the still locked error message and that it's a required question. They can't escape unless they solve all the locks. So you can see when they get it, that still locked message goes away, and they can move on to something else. So there's a little bit of just making them aware of what it's going to look like when they enter something incorrect, and then when they enter the thing that's correct, so they know at that point, because it's not going to tell them right here, as you can see on the screen, that 13810 is correct. It just tells them it's not wrong anymore, that it's not still locked. Okay, the still locked thing goes away. So other than that, once you tell them that, people pick up on it really, really quickly and they enjoy it. So you put all of them together and you think about what resources you're going to need before you go to start building the form and the site. So you got to have your plan built before you actually try to build the form or the site. Otherwise, you have to keep going back and forth. And you might, at first, you'll probably have to do that a little bit, okay, as you start realizing what you can and what you can't do with Google Sites and Google Forms. But once you've done a few of them, it gets easier. And you start thinking of more and more ways to make clues and different kinds of ways you can make the locks. Okay, so that's it for this video. My next video will be about how to make the Google form to have it look like what I just showed you, where it gives them that error message. And then the third final video will be how to put it all together in the Google Sites so that you have a web page you can send your students to and they can play the game and be engaged with the course material. Thank you.